Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Prajwal and you're watching IIMB.
Hello, my name is Prajwal and I am from BJS National Public School and from the team IIMB Inventors Inventing Machine Business. Today, I have come up with this innovative idea about the self-driven car. The self-driven car helps us reduce accidents around us. The main focus of IIMB is to improve the social world around us. We also want to help the social world and economical world that surrounds us in all directions. This will be helpful for many people. We all in our lives would have seen or experienced an accident. An accident can be due to the carelessness of drivers to the life-threatening accidents that we see today. According to reports, more than 2 lakh accidents take place in a year, and more than 50% of them are life-threatening ones. I too myself have been or undergone an accident, and I know how it feels. Even though the driver whom I was sitting behind had no mistake that those were my parents, and due to another party who crashed into us led to an accident. To reduce that or to extinct that idea of the word accident that scares us while driving or while sitting behind a driver each and every time is very important. So, to do so, I have made the self-driven car. The self-driven car is our first prototype which can make the driving world autonomous. The self-driven car does not need any human interference except for the location that the person wants to go. The self-driven car also has an ultrasonic sensor by which it cannot collide with any obstacle. In our next prototype, we will also be adding IoT to this. So what IoT will do is when two cars are near almost 200 meters, the cars will be able to communicate to each other, sending a message by which the car who is coming and the car who is going will have no interaction between them. So to accomplish this project, I have used 2 LEDs as headlights. I have used a servo, a 4:7 segment display which shows the distance of the ultrasonic sensor, and an ultrasonic sensor to get the distance and calculate it using the Arduino Uno. Now the Arduino Uno is a microcontroller by which we program it in C or C++, and we can use a lot of sensors and we can make a lot of projects using it as well. So I have also used something known as a Satyaki shield. So with the help of the Satyaki shield, I have connected the motors, the servo, ultrasonic sensor with the minimum number of connections needed. This can also be produced in a large scale model, and we know that even Rolls-Royce has launched its new self-driven car model. But why have we chose this project when it's already existing in the world? Well, the answer to my question is, we all have seen products around us, and there's always a competition between them as well. Some have disadvantages in this particular topic, whereas some have advantages in that particular topic. So when this happens, we too have understood the disadvantages of the Rolls-Royce new model, that is the 2020 model of the autonomous car. First of all, the first disadvantage is of the cost. The cost of this Rolls-Royce 2020 model is pretty high, and we all know about the cost of the Rolls-Royce brand itself. And this cannot be affordable by any middle class man, according to me. And the second most important disadvantages of the Rolls-Royce model 2020 is that it does not have an ultrasonic sensor, or it doesn't have any sensor which senses any object in front of it, and but it is completely autonomous. So if any Rolls-Royce cars are standing beside them, or if the Rolls-Royce cars are in the best performance only if the entire world is using Rolls-Royce cars. No, that is not really fair, because if there's an obstacle in front, then the Rolls-Royce car does sense it, but if the obstacle is black, then it does not. Rolls-Royce too is trying to improve, but they have not come up with the best solution yet. But we here have built our first prototype by which we think is the best solution. The ultrasonic sensor, as you know, or I have mentioned, senses the object in front of it. So when this happens, the servo moves left, right, and calculates the distance from both the sides. And the car initially turns the distance, which is the place where it has more number of distance and less number of obstacles. So in our next prototype, we will also be attaching this with Google Maps, or we have also developed an app of our own that is used for location identifying using the MIT App Inventor 2. So the app plugged into the car in our next prototype, when we enter the location that we want to go through the app gives us directions, or we can even use Google Maps. So we all experience that Google Maps gives us directions such as go forward, turn left in 200 meters, turn right in 300 meters, etc. So the car too listens to that and follows those instructions, and it also has a speciality. It overrules any direction if it disobeys the traffic rules. Now, the traffic rules of most of the places keep changing, but the Google Maps is not updated about that, right? So sometimes there's a no U-turn, but the Google Map tells us to take a U-turn. Or sometimes maybe there's a new barrier that is built on the road, or there's a one-way road that's newly built, but the Google Maps tells us to go in that particular road in the opposite directions, even though it's one way, because Google Maps is not updated about that particular road, etc. But this also has image framing, and it also sees as eyes. So it knows that if it's a no U-turn sign, then it does not take a U-turn. But whereas if it's a only right turn and there's no other way, then it freely takes a right turn. Also taking care of traffic, the self-driven car is completely perfect for this. Now many drivers get frustrated during driving, especially on the highways due to overspeeding, etc. Highway accidents are pretty common, and many lives have been already spent on this mistake. When we overspeed on a highway, we usually don't have complete control over our car, and we are also sometimes frustrated or very sleepy during night journeys, or when they're during night journeys. The driver also, if we are going by a cab, we are not always sure if the driver is good at driving, even though he has his driving license. Now, another problem that we have identified in the world around us. Now, basically what Gandhiji has told us is to keep peace around the world. But we don't do that on roads. We all would have experienced that. When a person is stuck in a traffic jam, it's the person's normal nature that he starts honking at the person. He starts getting frustrated basically. So when this happens, there are small disputes, and also some overspeeding people lead to accidents. Now that is not peace. We don't follow Gandhiji's teachings every day, do we? Or in our ideal life. So the self-driven car is the perfect solution to that. You sit back, resting, and you have no problem in luxury, whereas the self-driven car takes its decisions and takes you to your destination in the fastest route. Thank you. So now I will be showing you how the self-driven car works. So if there's any obstacle in front of the self-driven car, as you can see, it does not collide with the object. Instead, it moves the other direction.